Alright everybody, my name's Obsidian, and the dulcet tones you're hearing, I don't think that's the correct word, the music, oh, I've got a body. Welcome to Dead Secret, everybody. I don't know anything about this game, and neither do you. Oh, my body's moving on its own. I've also got chocolate milk.
Harris Bullard was found dead in his study 5 days ago. Nobody believes me, but I think he was murdered. This house in the middle of nowhere holds the secret. There's a story hiding here, and I'm going to cover it. If I'm right, there are 4 major suspects. Graham Wellington, Josie Herrera, Cynthia Peckman, Bobby Sawyer.
Of course he's the errand boy.
I'm not leaving until I find out what happened.
I don't know what I was thinking he'd be. What? How do I... So, this game seems to have been made with a heavy emphasis on... What? Oh. So this game seems to have been made for the Oculus Rift, and it appears to be point and click. Okay. Reclusive professor found dead in home. Gove Harris Bullard, a retired college teacher, was found dead in his home Monday. Body was discovered by Bobby Sawyer, the errand boy, who worked part-time for Bullard running odd jobs. A police investigation has concluded that Bullard died of natural causes. He was 63. Bullard moved into his home on Rampo Way several years ago, but was rarely seen about town. He was a private and reclusive man who seemed to have few friends. Bullard raised eyebrows last year when a former student, a pretty young woman named Josie Herrera, moved in with him. Bullard's will, written in 1957, leaves his entire estate to his ex-wife, Cynthia Peckman. Peckman will reportedly sell the house and its contents immediately. He was a genius in his discipline, said Graham Wellington, a former colleague. The field of neuroscience is considerably poorer without him. Retired recluse found dead in his study. Oh, and it's giving me the notes. Police ruled death natural. Bullard's live-in assistant. Small parcel tied tightly with twine. I can't open it with my bare hands. You shouldn't, is what you should be saying, because that's a federal offense. An old piano is blocking the way. Sure aren't wasting time selling off Bullard's stuff. This is it! The crime scene! Why don't I have movement? This isn't a crime scene. I need to investigate the study. I'm sure this door leads to the room where Bullard's body is found, but it's locked. It's also got Taoist symbols blocking it. Oh well. Can't leave yet. There's a story here I know. If nothing else, look at me. I am a gorgeous woman with my arm broken. Oh, key. What? Investigate the crime scene. This drawer's missing its knob. I can't open it. Looks like the movers pushed it here. If my arm wasn't broken, I could push it back. How convenient. The ghost closed those drawers! Small key unlocked the door. Man, VR games must be really weird. Why am I allowed to just sit here? Page from a manuscript here. The man who could see with his skin. Ugh, I met a man who could see with his skin. His eyes were sealed with wax and bandage, yet he remained aware of the world around him. We held up signs which he read and fingers which he counted even when we stood behind him. After the performance, I gave him $200 for the secret. He explained that he could see as long as some part of his skin remained exposed to air. He described it as a shift in the wind or a slight breeze on his face, the subtle motion of the hair on his arm. After years of practice, he had developed the ability to form a mental image of his surrounding space only on these slight sensations. Lower that a little bit. The man had achieved a form of idiofocus. Granted, he only had access to a very narrow range of sensory information, but the result was powerful. I immediately resolved to discover the secret of his ability. Now, almost 4 decades later, I'm very close. There's a newspaper, Eyeless Joe found dead in hotel. Now that's weird. I guess it's cooler to walk on these chalk outlines. What? I mentioned it when I walked in, but I thought about it when I walked in. But what happened that he died like this? He'd been dead for a couple of days. What? What is that? What? It's only September, but today is cold and dark. Fall is here, I guess. Whiny. The Snow Woman. An old man and his son climbed the mountain to collect firewood. It began to snow heavily, and unable to make it back home, they decided to pass the night in a small hut. In the middle of the night, the young man awoke to see that the door had blown open. A tall woman with long hair and a white kimono was flowing beneath her father. I've read this one. This is where this is when they fuck. They fuck at the end of this. You are a handsome young man, so I will let you live, but if you ever speak of this to anyone, your life shall be forfeit. In the morning, the young man found his father frozen and dead. He climbed down the mountain and never spoke of the episode. A year later, he met and married a young, beautiful woman. They had children and were happy, but the night of his father's death still weighed heavily on his mind. One night, after having a bit too much to drink, the man told his wife about his encounter with the Snow Woman. She was furious. "You promised not to tell," she screamed, and before his eyes she became the tall woman with long black hair and a white kimono. "If it were not for our children, I would end your life here and now. I will spare your life for their sake, but if anything ever happens to them, you shall pay the price." And with that, she melted into the wind and was gone. So, she punished her husband by abandoning her children. Good. Same author, Lafcadio Hearn. Looks like one is missing. What? What's going on? I've lost sound, everybody! I didn't miss much. Just a regular lamp. How do you know that? Clay statue with a weird face. Jesus fuck, you're not kidding. One of them appears to be missing. Ugh. Well, issues of the Journal of Physiology with a bunch of medical books like names I can't pronounce. Harris Bullard, I am Woodcutter. Your past is caught up with you. It's over. What's this? Who's Woodcutter? Threatening Bullard. No kidding. Not that one. Skizzers! I used that to open that package in the other room. Done! Something's after me. It's creeping around the house trying to get in. I'm sure of it. I heard footsteps on the roof. I've taken the idiofocal lenses from their normal location and hidden them in the study. I sent you a package you'll know what to do with. Check for a mark on the map on the mask. Usual X marks the spot. The sequence is west, east, north. Bullard had something in his rooms. Very suspicious. It'll be a great book for my parrot. Looks like a tiny camera lens. How do I... Ah! I got nothing to say about that. Where'd the swanky music go? I think I've seen these masks. Maybe they're Japanese. It feels like they're looking at me. What did they see in this room? These masks make me uncomfortable. No fucking joke. Quantum mechanics and functional analysis, not exactly light reading. For you. Technical books. I wonder if Bullard actually read them all. You know, I wasn't thinking that they were following me, but now that she's pointed it out, I can't help but think. Bullard has some pretty advanced degrees. This one's from the University of Chicago, 1935. Boy, I love to visit Chicago. That's what she got from that. Didn't turn on. Guess it's broken. It's a picture of a woman. She's wearing a white kimono standing in the snow. There's no record inside. Put the lens on it. Oh, yeah, another lens. Done. I'm out of time. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Obsidian. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.